Hey, everybody, it's Anthony Sitko here.
And this is Dr. Issues.
We're just giving you a little mini episode. We know you've been waiting, aside from the hiatus break and the creator interviews, to let you know that we've got quite a few changes coming to the show for season 8, and we're very excited about them. And so, because we wanted to go a little more in depth on some of these changes and not spend 20 minutes at the start of our first official episode telling you about all those changes, we just kind of wanted to do this on the side. Plus, it gives you a little hit in your RSS feed to be like, hey, there's Capes on the Couch. I remember those guys. When are they releasing new episodes? Next week. That's awesome, because that's right. September 29th, new episodes drop. And we've got a lot of stuff lined up for you for season 8. I think at this point, we've already got 4 episodes in the can, or at the very least either written or recorded. And that is way bigger of a backlog than I'm used to having. So that in and of itself is pretty exciting. The first change I want to announce is that we have officially joined a podcast network. We are so excited to announce that we have been approved to formally join the Gonna Geek network. GonnaGeek.com is the home of some wonderful and fantastic geeky shows. You may have heard me guest on Play Comics. You may have been listening to me do some guest spots on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I know Doc is going to be on an episode coming up.
That's right.
You want to give us a little more info on that?
No, but I will. No,
Fine,
seriously,
just completely blow up my spot.
No. I'm after much cajoling, I am going to be on Play Comics. Actually, shortly after we get off of hiatus in terms of what is going to be released. So, it's I'm not going to give away too much. Just
All
to
right.
actually say I'm doing that. The fact that I'm doing that is probably the biggest deal.
Yes. And I'm sure Kate from Ignorance is Bliss is very, very upset now, because she's been trying to get you on her show even longer. So you owe her now as well. But so moving forward, nothing is really going to change about the show in terms of that. You will hear a pre-roll at the start of every episode from another Gonna Geek show. So instead of hearing Doc's voice in the disclaimer right off the bat, the first thing you're going to hear is going to be the GonnaGeek.com pre-roll, but then it's going to go right into the disclaimer as you're used to hearing. And then when we do the plugs for our shows in the middle of everything, there's going to inevitably be one of the shows will be another network show. But the nice thing that I like about the network is that it's not exclusive, in the sense that we can plug other non-network shows. They just do ask that we plug the other network shows, and in turn, we will get promoted on their shows. So it was just a really good environment. As I said, I've done a lot of guesting on other shows on the network. And so when Doc and I were talking about some of the changes and things we wanted to do, I said to him, hey, would you be interested in this? Is this something that would be good for us? And we kind of talked about it and really didn't see a downside.
Right. Got the opportunity to talk to them directly about all of this. And to be honest, because we did have, previous offer in a completely different environment, this was incredibly transparent, easygoing, and made sense for us. It really dovetails well with what we're already looking to accomplish with the show in terms of the tone, just, keeping things positive overall, and, just allowing geeks to be geeks.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he and Stephen, John Drew, basically the heads of the network, they have welcomed us with open arms. And as I said, I've done numerous guest spots on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that's kind of how this really snowballed, is in talking with SP. He kind of made some comments that he would love to see us join. And so when we were talking about it, and I said, well, I think if we apply, I don't want to say an automatic yes, but it would be, very much favorable. And so here we are. So our show, obviously, in addition to our website, capesonthecouch.com, and everywhere that you can find us, we are going to be found on the Gonna Geek website, GonnaGeek.com. And moving forward, as we have intermittently done, and I would like to do with some maybe more consistency as far as live streaming is concerned, you will be able to find us on geeks.live. which is the live streaming website for the GonnaGeek.com shows, where you can go to geeks.live and watch the various shows record their episodes, as I often do with the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I don't know if Chris does it on Play Comics, but in any case, that is another place where you will be able to find our content. So really, it's just about expanding the Capes on the Couch reach and the brand. And so this was an opportunity that came up, and we were, as I said, very excited about. So that's an area where we've gained. One area in which we have reduced is that we have dropped our sponsor BetterHelp for a number of reasons, and I'm not going to belabor all of them. Suffice to say that we just felt it was no longer really a good fit for us in terms of some of the practices of BetterHelp. We still obviously continue to advocate for therapy and telemedicine in general with respect to availability and helping out patients. We've done numerous discussions with the Mental Health Avengers about some of these very topics. But when it came to BetterHelp specifically, we just felt we weren't really getting what we had initially envisioned out of the deal. And an expression that my sister is fond of using is that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. And so
easily the best description.
We just kind of made the decision to drop it. So you will no longer be hearing BetterHelp ads. They are not dynamic. So if you go and listen to our older episodes, they'll still be there. But as I said, moving forward, we will not be promoting them any further. Another ad is that moving forward, all new episodes are going to have transcripts on the day of release, because as part of my editing process, I am using Descript, which is a software service that automatically transcribes audio and allows you to edit the audio through the transcript. So I upload the audio of Doc and I speaking, and it does speech to text and then converts that into a format where if I see a word like, or, or a like, or an unnecessary repetition, I can delete that word from the transcript and it will delete the corresponding audio. So it has streamlined my editing process immeasurably, which has the added benefit, obviously, of accessibility to folks with hearing impairments and things of that nature that do still want to engage with podcasts. And this is something that I had originally wanted to do in conjunction with an episode on Echo that we've been working on. Unfortunately, I kept reaching out to a number of hearing impaired and deaf podcasters to get them on the show to discuss the deaf experience, because neither of us obviously have hearing impairments, and we didn't feel it was appropriate to talk about a character like Echo without including that. Obviously also including her native heritage, but it's not, there are next to none that I've been able to find deaf and native podcasters. So I said, well, let's start with the deaf and we can address the native aspect of the heritage another time. But in any case, the long-winded way of saying that moving forward, all of our new episodes will have transcripts. I'm not exactly sure where in the show notes they're going to be, but they will be there. And then we will eventually cover the back catalog. It's a thing where I have a certain number of hours per month that I can upload the audio to, and then it's just a matter of running it through and reading through the transcript and seeing anything that's sort of blatantly incorrect, any major spelling errors. Full disclosure, the transcripts are not going to be 100% completely accurate, but to the best extent possible, as I'm going through it, I will correct any errors as I see them, anything glaringly obvious. I'm not a huge stickler for the punctuation, so sometimes it sticks a comma where there should be a period in the middle of a sentence, etc. But if you're reading it, you can get the general gist of what it is that we're saying. And as I said, another bonus is it speeds up the editing time, because I can read and delete a lot faster than listening to the entire episode in real time, pausing, editing, deleting. Anybody who edits audio will tell you it's usually a 3-to-1 ratio in terms of how long it takes you to edit something versus how long it actually is. So an hour-long episode takes about 3 hours to edit. This cuts it down to maybe about 90 minutes. So I'm super grateful for that. Another addition, we are finally, our 40-year-old asses are finally on TikTok. It's about time. Yeah. It's the Clock app. That's where the kids are. That's where Gen Z and Gen Alpha are. They are on TikTok. We have to go where the audience is.
Okay.
So I don't know that you're going to see me flossing or doing dance challenges. I say my because we all know I'm the one who handles the social media. Listen, if we can get Doc to do a dance challenge on TikTok.
Oh, dear God. I know this is a total aside, and I know that's not the point of this episode, but there was someone named TikTok Doc, and that is what he would do. I think he was I don't remember if he was ER or an orthopedic surgeon or something. But anyway, he was getting in trouble at work for some sort of sexual assault charge. So, no, I don't want to be known as a TikTok Doc because that already has a negative connotation to it.
There you go. But we will be releasing some videos. They'll be in conjunction with the episodes. And then there'll be some other fun stuff done in characters, the various characters throughout the week and or throughout the season. So TikTok at Capes on the Couch, obviously. So we can add that to the list of social media channels where you can find us. As of the recording of this episode, I don't have any videos up, but I believe the day this is released, I should have something, at least one. And then moving forward, I have ideas. Whether I have the time to accomplish those ideas is something else entirely. But I have ideas. And as we all know, ideas automatically get turned into action. Right? That's how ADHD works. For our patrons, our blessed and wonderful patrons, of which we gained a few over the hiatus, and we are eternally grateful for all of you, there are going to be a couple more perks. Specifically, we're looking to do more creator interviews in general for the general feed, but also we're going to have exclusive creator interviews just for patrons. So you will hear us talking to folks about books, about things in general that the main feed isn't going to hear either ever, or if they do hear, it's going to be many, many months later. So this is stuff where we really want to give you amazing patrons more bang for your buck, essentially, more value for your support, which we greatly, greatly appreciate. And, you know, as I said, we picked up some during the hiatus. We're going to get back into recording with the patrons, doing trade paperback reviews with the patrons so that, you can sort of engage with us directly. I have ideas in terms of patron exclusive. I don't know the logistics of this, but a watch party where it's just for patrons.
Yes.
And Doc and I sit and watch a movie and we're all on camera and we're watching the movie together and we Mystery Science Theater 3000, the bejesus out of it.
This is one of the rare times I will actually toot my own horn. Like, you guys don't know what I'm like when I'm watching a movie.
Oh, you don't.
This is a rare opportunity where I really get to let loose because, yes, I am that guy. In the theater,
he is.
You want to punch him in the face.
I've hit him repeatedly.
Shut up. Do not make comments all the time about everything. Yeah, you do. You'll get it.
Yeah, you do.
And here's the thing. Depending on the type of content it is, I'm saying this, Anthony doesn't know this. Depending on how we do it and what the content is, my daughter is the same way. I'm getting her in on this. That is just how I swear I have said to her numerous times, you are wrecking this for everyone else. And I realize only because you're almost wrecking it for me.
Now you know how we feel. Now you know how I have felt for 25 years, you son of a bitch. This is why
man.
I don't go
It's
to the
great.
movies with you and your wife anymore. Anyway, yes, this is what Doc does. This is what he's, been this way for 25 years. Now you're going to put a microphone in front of him. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So all this and more, we've got some amazing episodes lined up. We've got episodes lined up. I looked at the calendar pretty much through Christmas. I think we've got episodes lined up between our patrons and trying to tie in with certain movie releases and things of that nature. So we've got a lot of stuff coming out. We just dropped the other day our interview with T. Franklin regarding the giveaway of the Smart Crutch USA. We're definitely going to have her back on the show. I can't guarantee that she'll be any more or less high than she was when we recorded, but that was the most hilariously unhinged interview we have ever had. And we continued to talk for almost another half an hour afterwards.
Yes.
After the recording ended. And if you can imagine some of the things that were said while the cameras were on and while recording, it was way more open-mouthed and open-minded and so many other things once the recording stopped.
And believe me, it wasn't all T doing that.
No, it wasn't. It was also us. Yeah, we got to cut loose. So it was a lot of fun. All this and more starting next Wednesday. So, Gonna Geek transcripts, TikTok, contest giveaways, patron perks, more creator interviews. All this and more coming straight to your ear holes on every podcatcher except for Spotify starting September 29th. You are welcome, and we are so excited to bring you season 8 of Capes on the Couch. I think this is going to be the best season yet.
It better be, given the amount of effort that you've put in.
Well, listen, I give as much effort as our fans give back to me. They have been wonderful. They have been giving us stuff. You've been active in the Discord. You've been active on social media. You've been talking to us. I've been doing my level best. I had a kid a while ago, second kid. So I'm really strapped for time, but I am making it work. And I'm giving it to you because you're asking for it. So as long as you keep asking for it, we will give it to you.
Absolutely. And I know everyone at this point knows my role is to bring my expertise, which I still do. But I really am enjoying this current run that we're doing in terms of the episodes, the skits. Oh, my goodness. I'll just go ahead. I'm not going to give any info about who it is, but the text that I sent to Anthony, skit written, I may have overdone it. So if you think what we've done before is a little wild, getting free reign sometimes to do these ahead and to actually be on time and on schedule with my mind free to roam. Yeah, you're in for a treat.
Absolutely. And after I read it, my response to him was, that was great. And you didn't even have to kick a tortoise. And some of you may understand that reference.
Yeah, that's niche.
That is a little bit of a niche reference. But I will say this, if you understood that reference, I'm glad that you didn't do any brain to your damage. I'll say that, and hopefully that helps clarify things a little bit for where that skit is going to go. So, can't wait to bring you new episodes. Starting next week, Sue Storm, The Invisible Woman. It's already locked and loaded. By the time this episode drops, the patrons have already listened to it. They're loving it. And a special shout out to LW Salinas for giving us a fantastic job as Sue Storm. We had a lot of fun recording that one. We've got some incredible episodes coming up, and we can't wait to bring them to you. So, Doc, anything you want to say before we head out of this little mini episode?
Nah, because if I keep adding to it, it's going to be a major episode.
Fair enough. So, for Doc, I'm Anthony. We'll see you next week with formal episode 156. Stay tuned.